Hello again, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Higher Vibration. Today, I would like to talk about karma. When we hear the word karma, we shouldn't be worried as it being a big word or as in it is something to be fearful of. I think we should look at karma in a very positive way, and there is actually an easy way to transcend karma. Transcend meaning go over, meaning karma will not affect you. How does that work? How do we do it? Okay, let's get into it. Okay, karma, there are many versions of karmic law, but to me, the simplest way to put it is the law of karmic balance. There's actually just positive karma or negative karma. As a young soul, as a soul that has not evolved, we look at a situation in the negative side. When someone does something hurtful towards us, we repay in terms of anger, we repay in terms of revenge, harm, hurt, violence. All this is the first thing that comes to mind when we are a young soul, when we don't know how to practice compassion. So we keep on going in circles in this area, in the negative karma cycle. So when you are in the negative karma, you will always be in the karmic cycle. Meaning, if I hurt you in this lifetime, you will come back to hurt me sometime later in this lifetime or even in the following lifetime. That can happen. So you are perpetually in the karmic cycle if you try to repay karma in the negative. So this is called the karmic intertwine because your energies are interchanging, and when you interchange an a negative energy, you will never balance the equation. So you will always come back to redo the same thing all over again, hoping to get a different result, but you don't get it the same time. So let's look at it from a positive perspective this time. This is called karmic balancing. Karmic balancing is when we practice compassion. Take, for instance, someone hurt you, someone harm you, but instead of trying to repay in anger, trying to repay by hurting them back, trying to repay by harming them or having a thought of revenge, let's look at it in a different way. Let's try to understand why they are doing what they are doing. Could it be that in your past life you have done it to him, and now he is only here to repay you for what you have done because you are in the karmic intertwine? You have been here. So let's go. Let's evolve. Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's use compassion. Let's settle the equation using love, using kindness, using forgiveness. Accept what has happened to you and move on. Forgive. Repay them with love and kindness. Suddenly, you are using a positive energy to repay an energy that was generated to you in the negative realm. So, what happens? It balances off. So, when it balances, when you have a positive balancing a negative, you get zero. So, that karmic cycle is transcended. You will not have to come back to repay that karmic cycle in this lifetime or in the next. Why? Because you are able to transcend karma. When you transcend karma, you are no longer in the karmic cycle. Meaning, You have moved on to a higher vibration. You have moved on to a higher understanding, a higher consciousness. This is what is labeled as an evolved or enlightened soul. If you stay within the negative realm of karmic intertwine, you are still considered as a young and inexperienced soul. But there is always room to learn, to move from here to here. So, people, now that you know how to balance off your karma, let's all of us transcend karma and no longer be within the karmic cycle. It can be done. It's easier than you think. Thank you.